Welcome back.
Good to be home.
So what do you expect tonight for Liberty coming off of that loss to the Sun and being charged, and now they're coming deeper on the road against you as you're trying to live off of that charge that you had in that win in Atlanta?
Yeah, as a coach, I don't know if you're more excited they're coming in here winning 12 in a row, or if you're more excited personally that they've lost, how are they going to respond? So as an opposing coach, obviously Sandy's got her own opinions. Yeah, I think for us, it's just continuing to try to keep getting better. It's been a interesting, wild stretch. I think we've played one home game in the last 50 days or something. I've never, again, been a part of something like this. So, yeah, it's like our vibe is good. We're as healthy as we've been. I think everyone's excited to be sleeping in their own beds and seeing their family and actually probably getting away from one another a little bit. So, yeah, we've got to. We're ready. We'll see how it goes tonight, but I think we're a confident group. I think we've got our eyes towards the end, but like each game here, the next, this homestand is going to be tough, and so this is the first step in those tough games, and we've had good games against the Liberty, and they're coming off a loss, so I'm sure they'll be ready.
Coach, what's going to be key for the team during this 5-game homestand?
Yeah, for me, again, defensively, just like if we can just continue to commit to the defensive rebounding, if we rebound and are able to take away some threes, obviously, I think night to night offensively, we're as good as anyone in our league, and I like our approach defensively since All-Star break. Each night there's different challenges. There's going to be different challenges again here with New York and the great players that they have. But I like our competitive spirit, what we've done defensively, but we just need to finish with rebounds.
Being great on most nights. Just curious, 30 games in, how do you kind of feel about the shot profile and where the shots are coming from?
Yeah. Obviously our 3-point numbers have gone down, but I think a big reason why obviously is that we're throwing it down to BG, and I think she's the second most efficient post player in the league, maybe points per shot. She's number 2 or number 1 maybe. So there's a balance there, right? And even when we throw it down there, I think we're finding ways to get threes. So I like where we're at. I mean, in the paint or threes, obviously. In Atlanta, game 1, we completely settled for way too many mid-range, and I think our team understands that when we're really good, it's when we're living in the paint and we're shooting threes.
You guys played them pretty close. Obviously, we were able to get the win the last time in June. It felt like Sabrina was kind of the main place where their offense usually comes from, that she had an off night. Did you feel like that was something that you guys were able to execute against her, or just a variance, one of those nights on her end, and you kind of take it?
Yeah, I mean, I think with great players, you just compete as hard as you can, try to make it tough, show them bodies, be physical, and then hope for some misses, right? That was one of in my short time, that's probably the best W game that I've been a part of live. I mean, it was just 2 really good teams just going at it. And so, we're going to have challenges with her, obviously, and Stewie and Jones. And, we got to compete. I feel like we're starting to do that more and more, possession after possession.
Coach, there was a tweet from Kurt Miller earlier today, basically giving him a self-evaluation about how he needs to do better as a coach. And in your first year, how do you feel that you've improved as a coach, and what have you looked to improve on now that you're 2/3 of the way through the season?
Yeah, I mean, give Kurt credit for tweeting that. I think as a coach, you're always looking in the mirror. I've told our team that's probably like As an assistant coach, you try to do a great job and you make suggestions. But as a head coach, you're making all the decisions and they affect players' playing time, shots. There's days where you wake up and almost feel sick. After the first game in Atlanta was a tough day for me, and I had to look in the mirror. And so I think that you're always, as a head coach, what can I do better? I think, or at least that's my approach, and I'm guessing most head coaches, that's what they're trying to do, right? Each and every game, get better. So for me, just think, night to night, game to game, learning what players can and can't do in this league, for our own team and other teams. That was my first time in Atlanta. I had never been in that gym. And, those are experiences and ways that I'm trying to learn and get better. I think, defensively, what has worked in this league, what hasn't worked, what are we willing to try? So, I think that you're always reevaluating, looking at the numbers, offense and defensively, and like, how can we improve?
Hey, Coach, how you doing today?
Hey, Steven.
I had two quick questions for you. The first one, do you have any updates on Rebecca Allen as far as her status returning to the floor for you all?
I do not have like a date, but I know that she's had a really good couple weeks. I can see it in her smile and how she's starting to move around. She's getting more confident in the injury and the rehab. And, we hope to have her back here in the next 10 days to 2 weeks. That's the hope. And, we've talked about all year, can we hopefully be healthy going into the playoffs, and she would be a big time addition for us.
Gotcha. And then my last one for you, just kind of in preparing for this game against the Liberty, I think the offense still applied a lot for them, but I think a lot of the attention they should get is with their defense and the connectedness. Can you just kind of speak to what you've seen on film from what maybe makes them a good defense, but also makes them unique from other teams?
Yeah, I really like watching New York play, personally. It looks like a team that's very well coached. Obviously, we know that. I think it's a team that is got some stars and they understand their role, and they've got a good system. I mean, they're a top 3 team offense and top 3 team defense, I believe. And they're connected, they're big. Their bench has been very productive. I think they've got their stars, but their role players know who they are, and they come in and compete, and they really compete at the defensive end. So, it's going to be a challenge for us offensively because of how good they are defensively. All right. Thank you.